Hey there, it's Stephanie Shea, Chief Astrologer for janspiller.com with your monthly horoscope. And this one's for you, Scorpio, for August 2021. A lot of this month's astrology could call for you to step up your game in some way. So there could be some challenges, but you can make the most of it when you really rise to the occasion. Be sure and pace yourself. Some of these things coming up might require you to commit to a longer term plan. The second half of the month will slow down a little. It'll be better for rest and renewal, and you might even see some of the results of your hard work earlier in the month by the time we get to the full moon on the 22nd. So let's start at the beginning. We've got this month's new moon on August the 8th, and it's at 16 degrees of Leo. Now, if you were born on or around November 9th of any year, or have around 16 degrees of Scorpio rising, you're going to be the most activated by this new moon. Now, all Scorpio people can use this new moon energy to set intentions that have to do with your career, your public image, and long-term goals. And this is a big one because the sign of Leo squares the sign of Scorpio. There could be some temporary challenges or setbacks, but look for the opportunities that might be available, especially when it comes to some sort of new beginning. It could be on your career path. Now, if you're wondering about the best time to set your intentions, that is something that Jan talks about in her book, New Moon Astrology. She was big on manifesting what you want at the new moon every month. And that book is back there on my bookshelf. It's a great resource. But really, if you subscribe to the website, you're going to get emailed the best times for these new moon intentions, and it does make a difference. So I hope you will consider that. Check out janspiller.com. We have some low monthly memberships. You're also going to get lots of other astrological information with heads up about upcoming eclipses and retrogrades and these type of things, and all the proceeds go to support Jan's legacy, which is definitely something she wanted to keep going. So thanks in advance for checking that out. Now, we've got Mercury, the planet of intellect and communication, in Leo between August 1st and August 10th. And so these are going to be really good days for work-related communications. I'd say the thing to watch out for with Mercury in Leo is overconfidence. Take a humble and inclusive approach, even if you're in charge, using your leadership skills. Make sure that it includes everybody's contribution, recognizing people for their talents. This is how things can go well when Mercury is in Leo. Now, on the 11th, Mercury moves into the sign of Virgo, and that can really help you organize some group efforts. And the good news is that Mercury is direct all month long. So it is a great time for new beginnings or agreements or relationships. Now, if you're planning an important negotiation, you might want to wait until August 29th or later. That's when Mercury moves into Libra. There'll be diplomatic, compromise-oriented energies at work at that time. So if there's something really important where you feel like you want to get a fair outcome, you might want to consider waiting till August 29th when Mercury moves into Libra. Now we have Venus entering Libra on August 16th, and that makes the second half of the month particularly good for rest, renewal, and self-care. I think you're going to be pushing it the first part of the month. Set a little time to slow down, dream, maybe enjoy a favorite treat, do something special for yourself as a reward, as a way to keep yourself going during these busy times. Now we have Uranus, the planet of revolution, stationing retrograde on August the 19th. And this is initiating a cycle that will last until January 18th of next year. We don't feel the outer planets like Uranus in our day-to-day lives the way we might feel Mercury. However, I feel that it creates an overall environment, kind of a backdrop. There's these energies that are encouraging certain things over longer periods of time. You can consider the next few months while this Uranus is in retrograde as like a favorable climate for feeling impulsive, for wanting to break free from a limiting situation. You want to watch out for those feelings of impulsiveness. It's definitely a good time to make some bigger sweeping changes, but think about how you can implement them in a way that makes sense and that will work instead of rushing through the process. So it's a time to turn inward. If you were born November 7th, of any year, or you have around 14 degrees Scorpio rising, you'll probably be feeling this impatience to make a bigger change the most. And you're being called to question your traditional ways of operating. Just think about how you can plan for these changes, like I said, more sensibly, and that Uranus is trying to put you where you need to be. You can take some charge of it in advance so it doesn't all come at once like a surprise. Now, on the 22nd, the sun will enter Virgo, and that's going to encourage you to help others and tap into group efforts. It could be something that offers you a sense of community. Consider doing some volunteer work around this time for a worthy cause. It will probably feel extra fulfilling, and work like that certainly is needed these days. We've got the full moon on August 22nd, 29 degrees Aquarius. This is going to highlight your home and family life. This full moon could feel emotionally challenging, especially if you were born on or around November 22nd. Or if you have around 29 degrees Scorpio rising, you're really going to want to take a step back and detach from dramatic situations for best results. There could be a home-related project that gets completed around this time. That's the good news. But there also could be tension around the house. And if you know it's coming up, you can plan for some space around the full moon. A few days later, things generally feel a little easier, and it's a better time to bring up important realizations that may come to you at the full moon. So I hope you can make the most of August astrology. Be safe and be well, and I'll see you here next time with your horoscope.